Qam Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Bahasham Kodash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of great wisdom, peace, and salutation to you, Akim, who just pushing his truth in love and sincerity and in charity. Okay, this is the brother Yashawan from the GMS Bombers Camp Park with another quick lesson. Okay, this is entitled Knowing or Quoting but Not Redeeming. Okay, knowing or quoting but not redeeming. Not redeeming what? The times that we are living in. Not being circumspect about things what's going on. Okay, around you. Alright. Now, yesterday, okay, I came in contact with this security guy. Okay. Actually I went to pick up some food. Alright, and this security guy who's there, he's sitting down, basically calling on Allah. I mean, not Allah, calling on Selassie. You know what I mean? And he quoting all types of scriptures and singing and all that. You know what I mean? But thing about it, he calling on Selassie. You know, he's saying the Lord, and then he calling Selassie. Okay, basically he like he don't know what the hell he's saying. Okay, to him, he think he's saying something that is right. Alright? So, he's saying like you worship the Lord and serve the Lord. But then again, he's saying, Jah Rastafari. you know? So, and then another thing, he quoting a lot of the Psalms. Well, them Rastas, they love to quote Psalms. Okay? So, you knowing or quoting the scriptures, but you're not being circumspect. Okay, you're not redeeming the times that we in. Okay, it's like you just are saying it with your mouth. Okay, you're not living it. Okay, so yeah, man, let's just jump right into these precepts. Okay, we can go into one of the precepts in my last lesson, what I start off with. Okay, Ephesians 5. As a matter of fact, let me start off with Colossians. Okay, so look, let me start with Ephesians. Okay, Ephesians 5 and 15. Okay, see then ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, so he calling on Selassie and quoting scriptures and all that stuff and not realizing what times we living in. Okay, these people, alright, are people, you Native American, Indians, Latinos, and Negroes, okay, and Israelite that scatter out through the four winds that look like these other nations. Okay, they just, a lot of them, they know the scriptures, but they are not doing it. Okay, they are not living in it. Okay, even Akim, who may be in this truth, there's know a lot of precept, but are not doing it. Okay, they're not being circumspect. Okay, and they are not redeeming the times. Okay, so this is just for our people who are lip syncers. Okay, this is for all Israelites. All right. So yeah, man. As the scriptures say, see then ye walk circumspectly. Okay, so you could know one bunch of precepts like we always say over here in the Bahamas. Okay, you could quote them. Okay, but as long as you ain't doing them and being a doer of this word, ain't nothing happening. Okay, you could quote precepts from now until Yahweh shall come, but as long as you don't have no faith, okay, and living in them and doing them, ain't nothing happening for you, King. Okay, this is Colossians 4 and 5. Okay, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the times. Okay, now we can get into that word redeeming a little later. Okay, Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Okay? Because plenty of people, they don't know what the hell is going on. All right, but the Lord sent us out there on the highways and byways to compel them to come in. Okay? To let our people know what time we are living in. Okay? It's high time to wake up or to sleep. Time to be flicking dilly-dallying. Alright? So, we go back here to Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? Circumspect your surroundings. Okay? To the time we living in. Always be on your watch. Okay? Let me just jump to this other precept right here before I move on. Okay? 1 Corinthians chapter 5. The last two verses. Okay? It say, for what have I to do to judge them that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? Okay? Those who know what time it is and those who don't know what time it is. Okay? But them that are without the Most High judge it. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person. Okay? Because if you know in these precepts, okay, and quoting them, but you ain't basically trying to live by them or do them, okay, it's a waste of time. Okay, you see what the scriptures say? Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person, because that's a wicked freaking thing. Okay, you quoting these things, you quoting the scriptures, but you are not living by it, you're not doing it. Okay, and daily you're doing it, the same thing over and over. You quoting, but then again, you ain't practicing what you preach. Okay, for those who ain't in this thing, and for those who in this thing. Okay, even myself. Okay, I'm not excluding myself. Okay, because if I gonna quote something, all right, I gotta live by it. Okay, so you could quote this and you could quote that. All right, you could sing your songs them and all that. Okay, you rast system, but y'all ain't redeeming the time. Y'all ain't being circumspect of what's going on. All your mind on is trying to flicking over here in the Bahamas is trying to legalize marijuana, so y'all could be flicking smoking all day, all night. You see, and talking fool, but that's the smoke going in the Most High's nostril. You know what I mean? See, okay, so he not redeeming the times. Okay, just flicking talking. You know, that person, that brother who just quoting, just like that Rasta, not that Rasta, just like that security officer. I believe he probably was a Rasta before he cut his hair, because he cut his hair, must he say to get a job or whatever. You see, but he sounded very much like them. Okay, so he quoting scriptures and he's singing his songs and he going on. All right, but you can see, okay, they ain't redeeming the time, because too he calling on the wrong name. Basically, he's saying the Lord, and then right after that he's saying Jah Rastafari. You know what they saying? You know. So they ain't redeeming the time, man. Okay, they ain't being circumspect of what's going on. And they saying they chant down Babylon. You know, Babylon gonna fall and this and that and all that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you hollering out Jah Rastafari. You know? Let's go to the book of James chapter 1. Okay. Verse 22. We can hit all of these right here. Okay. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. You quote as much precept you want. Okay? As long as you ain't doing them and living in them and keeping those that you can keep, you deceiving your own self. Okay? For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. Okay? You can't see that you are a man of the Lord. Okay? You can't see the things that the Lord have basically mapped out for what's to come. Okay, you just quoting, but you don't have no understanding. Okay? For 24, for he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgotten what manner of man he was. You see that? I tell you. Forgotten what manner of man he was, because in his eyes, he think that he's the man of the Lord. Okay? Because he know all these precepts. Alright? He know what time it is. But really and truly, okay, going back to what the scriptures say in verse 22, be verse 24, verse 23, Salak. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he's like a man beholding his natural face in a glass, meaning he ain't useful. Okay? And you know, when you have this money, okay, you have the Lord's word and you ain't useful, you worse than a fool. Okay? Verse 25, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, law of freedom, and continuing therein, he, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, that so like this man shall be blessed in his deeds. Okay? So you being a hearer, you ain't forgetting this word, you being a doer, and then you start to do the work because you gain faith in this word, which is Yahweh Shai. Then you can start to do the work. What Yahweh Shai say, okay, when he comes back, he's going to reward every man according to their works. Okay? Alright? Verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridle not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Okay? You can quote scriptures, but you don't want to do the work of the Lord. Okay? A lot of them you can quote precept, okay, but you don't want to go out on highways and byways. Okay? Like these alphabet camps. Alright? Even our camp, in all camps. Okay? Alright? Verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Okay, so they're talking and quoting all day in vain. Okay, just like those Christians when they pray. Okay, and the Lord told you, you know what the Lord tell you about that? When they can make long prayers and pray out in the street corners and all that type of stuff. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's get that. Okay, this is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5. Check this. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues, okay, and in the street, in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Okay, and that's just what my man was doing. That's that security guy. He flicking, singing, and he carrying on. He supposed to be on the job, and he quoting all kind of scriptures. You know what I mean? He ain't rendering on the Caesar with the Caesars. Okay, so he doing things that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. You see, going back to James 1:27. Okay, Going back to James 1 and 27, where it say, and to keep himself unspotted from the world, because that's the worldly thing. Okay? So let's go back here in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and 15. See then ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? Now let's look up this word circumspect. Okay, or circumspectly. Alright. Exactly, accurate, diligently. Okay. So let's shoot right down here to the Strongs. Right here, I would say right up in here. Okay. To live carefully. Okay. Circumspectly, deviating in no respect from the law of duty. Okay. Don't be a hearer of the word, but be a doer. Okay. You can't be quoting the precept and not living by it. For those of us who are doing it. Okay. Let's go back here. Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We living in those evil times now. We living in those bad times right now. And the Most High ain't turned it up yet. He turning it up slowly. Okay. We supposed to buy back or buy off the time. Okay. Use this time wisely to do the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and wait patiently on him. Okay, because redeeming really is to buy off or to buy back. Okay, or buy you some time. Okay, let's get that for edification. Okay, for 16. Okay, all right, see that? To redeem. Number 2, say to buy up for oneself, for one use, to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. Okay, in the Strong definition, you see to buy up. Okay, or to buy off. All right, so what we want to do? Okay, you wanna use this time wisely to do the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not just singing and flicking, quoting with no works. You know what I mean? Alright. Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time. Okay. Using this time wisely. Okay. Being circumspectly. Alright. In these times. Okay. Doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, keeping the word of its word of patience. Okay, having faith. All right, practicing what you preach, not just a hearer but also a doer. Because the days are evil. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Okay, which is doing His work. Okay, not just quoting the precept. Okay, quote and live it. All right, hear it and do it. Okay, have faith. Okay, so with that, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahasham Mukah Kodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation. Peace and salutation to you, Qam. Okay, that's doing this work. Okay, shalom to the Akwat and to the Akwatium, Wabanyam that is betoning. Okay, listening, being faithful to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, with that, shalom.